Here we go. All right, guys, let's roll the intro. Guys, come on, I'm trying to start my show. Guys, no, come on, stop. All right, that's it. I'm starting the show.
Damn it.
This show is not for kids. This show is about chaos and talking over coffee. So let's get going. Call me the DarkTranny. All right, we are back. It's November 7th on a Monday morning. I would like to bring your attention to the pre-show tunes played in the background by King of Casual. Beach Dub Revolution Goes Punk, episode 5. Be dropping that link into the Odysee chats for you all. Please check them out. Give them some love. All right, where do we want to start today? How about with some greetings? I'd like to say good morning. Good Monday morning to Pitbull Doorbell, Frog Springs. We have some guy from Maine, FN Super Trucker, and let's see, yes. All right, and there we go. There's me. There's Frog Springs again, some guy from Maine. And you guys have been busy talking this morning. That is so cool. Let's see, am I missing anyone? These corneas, we just have to relax these things. Cali Girl, good morning. And let's see, Can Killer is here. Rainoff is here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And Heather. And then I believe Sagacious Owl and King of Casual are somewhere around. American Dream is here. Good morning. And let's see, I think that is all. Let's go on over to the Jitsi. And we've got Kid Seville. We've got Youngeth Burglow now is somehow going by that name. Down here in Pitbull Doorbell, it looks like he's printing up, I don't know, are those aren't clothespins? Yes. And then over here, let me go and pull up. Who do we have here? I cannot see. Oh, it's Cali Girl. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And then Cali Girl fell off. Well, let's hope that she's okay. All right. So where do we start today? I kind of unplugged over the weekend. It's like I was kind of plugged in, but more or less not really plugged in. Being domestic, doing yard work and such. Somewhere, let's see, what is going on here? You guys notice how Biden is talking about Googling stuff all the time? Like, let me just type in Biden, Google it, and see what comes up here. Struggling to find a COVID test, Biden says Google it. Biden's solution to COVID testing, Google it. Google, Microsoft plan to spend billions on cybersecurity. After what? Well, that was in 2021. Let's look at a little history lesson here. Google, Microsoft plan to spend billions on cybersecurity after meeting with Biden. Well, I don't know if y'all knew this, but let me go and pull up something right here. Where did I put it? Yes. It's right over here. Let me go and share this little linky for you. Did you guys know? Take me and you what? Oh, we're gonna have some of this, huh? Callie, what you doing? Take me and you
I don't think I'm doing anything. What am I doing?
Are you playing something of like a child dancing?
What happened? Yeah, because did it pop up? Did it?
It is in, and
Well, I'm sorry. I screwed up.
That's precious. That is very precious.
Well, no, I just want you to. I just was. No. The only reason why I put that in there is because did you read the title?
The title says "Helping the Girl in the Yellow Dress," Chantal Renee Shorts. I don't have any context on this. Could you pause the video for just a moment and explain what this is?
how I don't even know what I did. So, well, the thing is, you remember we were talking about the yellow dress
I
the
can
other
barely
day?
I can barely hear you over the video being played.
Oh, how do I turn it off?
I don't know because I don't use an app like you do. So
I don't.
You have to
I don't.
either quit sharing
there
your
you go.
screen.
There you go. Okay. Okay, Callie. That was
Did
unexpected,
I do
but
it?
please
Did
continue. Tell me, what was
sorry.
that all about?
So, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, please,
Well, you remember
chaos.
the other day we were talking about the yellow dress? I
Yeah.
know the yellow dress.
Yes.
Okay, and I suggested that that had to do with sex trafficking.
Yes.
That they used to take the little girls out at Disneyland in the yellow dress, and that was the little girl that a family or whoever wanted to could come grab.
So was that
Well,
girl a victim of child trafficking?
well, she's not in a yellow dress, and I'm just wondering why the fuck they put that title on there. I don't
Oh.
know. It was just one of those things. It's a conspiracy theory, I guess. I don't really know. Like the thing
Well,
about
there
Disneyland
are
and the
no
yellow dress.
there are no theories. There's just conspiracies. They just haven't all been proven
Conspiracy.
true yet.
Well, there's theories. There's a lot of theories, and there's a
Well,
lot of conspiracies. And
um,
I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I just believe that there's coincidences.
I do hope that wasn't a video like some child predator. What I do hope, and I pray that that child is safe. I am
Thank
hoping,
you.
I am hoping that that wasn't some sort of in your face type
Thank
thing
you.
of like a child predator going and filming a child and then putting that tagline on there. And I pray that child is safe because who knows?
Thank you.
Some
I
people,
knew you.
that's like a
I knew you would get it.
oh, that's like saying, "Hey, look what I'm about to do." It's
Thank
like a
you.
pre-trophy for a really serious fucked up mind. So let's just pray that child's safe. I do not know that
Thank
child,
you.
but God knows that
That was
child.
that was the only thing. Like I reported it. I reported it to whatever, whoever, Susan or whoever, uh, as questionable and putting the child in danger because that's exactly what my when I first I saw it and I was like, well, that little girl's not wearing a yellow dress, and I'm all, well, let me watch it, and I clicked off of it, and then I had to go back because in my mind something clicked, and I was like, there's no girl in a yellow dress, and
No.
so I wrote exactly that that's suggested of human trafficking of children of trafficking young girls actually, to be specific.
Well, let's keep that in mind when we're going through our social media and such. Do look at keywords which do not make sense. Just like that whole pizza and the way that they talk about children as forms of food and stuff like that. It is something to still stay aware of. It has not gone away. People are still
No,
trafficking kids. I do not know if this
yeah,
was child trafficking.
no,
However, it is curious because the tagline had nothing to do with the image being shown. So,
nothing.
yes.
And and pizza too. Going back to avocado dude, he smears pizza on his face. That's suggestive of something else too, I
Nikata
believe.
avocado.
Yeah,
Nikata avocado. Oh, lordy.
he's a
Let's just
mess.
say this. Nikata avocado isn't healthy, and
He's a
you can
mess.
go so many different directions with that. I was not ready to speak about this topic this morning. So
So I'm so sorry, you guys.
no, it's
Leave
the
it to the
chaos. The
girls to come
chaos
in
is
and
welcome. The chaos is
blow it
welcome.
up on a Monday morning.
Yes, it's a Monday. So this United Nations thing with Biden always saying, Google it, Google it, Google it. Now, I do not know how many of you are aware of this, but the United Nations is tied up with Google. It's Google teams up with UN for verified climate information. Now, I want to point something out. This, you can't see it, but this is from UN.org. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed when you're going through YouTube and such, have you noticed that there are a lot more tags coming across the tops of videos saying, if you need more information on this, go to this link. Like if it's COVID, if it's the climate, the election. I just heard recently, what was it? Let's see. was it Facebook? Facebook fact check Twitter tweet Biden. Something about the White House. Twitter's fact check feature flagged tweets from Biden and the White House. Now, I heard something else about Twitter and Facebook got into an online kerfuffle because apparently the White House tweeted out something which got fact checked by Twitter, and then Luke Kurgowski from We Are Change posted it to Facebook, and then Facebook fact checked it saying that it was missing context. But we're talking about sources coming from the White House putting out a tweet, and then it's like, who's in charge? I mean, really now, who is in charge? If one tech corporation is fact checking another tech corporation, which is fact checking the White House, it's like, what the fuck is actually going on here? So, good morning, Lou.
Absolutely no one's in charge, and they're all just fucking trying to figure out what the fuck to do since they have no power.
Raynath, I'm getting the same feeling. And good morning, Pastor Chatelet. And if Pastor Chatelet is here, it's quite possible we're being streamed to the pond. And just in case we are, good morning, pond friends.
Hey, pond.
What is?
So yes,
All I can think of Ted Nugent. It's a free for all.
Well, it's just so interesting that the UN is all tied up in Google, and then Biden always wants us Googling everything, and these weird ass fact checks coming out. This gas claim, Biden saying that gas is lower than when he took office, and then it gets fact checked, and it turns out that no, it's not. It's like $2.39 higher by national averages. And it's like, dude, it's like you're supposed to be the leader of the free
100%.
world. Pardon me?
They can't count, so it's Trump.
Gas is 100% more than it was.
Well, as you said, right now the most common gas. Pardon
Hang on, but it's down by 9 cents, guys. That's Biden doing his job for us. Getting that gas price back down for us.
Come on, man.
Don't you know?
Well, he is about. All right, before we
Don't you know it was $5 when he entered the office?
It's all that orange man bad.
Here's what I know.
We just can't count.
Here's what I know.
You know the thing.
It is Monday morning, and some crazy shit went on over the weekend. And with the Biden thing, what I heard is coming down is he wants to further tax the petrol producers, and saying that this is going to be helpful to the American citizenry while we have a diesel shortage. So products aren't going to be able to get from point A to point B. And somehow in his mind, he doesn't think that the petrol industry isn't going to make up the difference by raising the prices on the fuel which is needed in order to make this country run. I don't know. I don't understand. Well, no, I do understand. He's out of touch. Or he's just downright evil. It's one or the other. Either he's completely ignorant or he's fucking evil. Because there is no way that he is going to increase the taxes on the petrol industry without the petrol industry increasing prices to the consumer. Am I wrong?
60-40.
Pardon?
60% evil, 40% absolute fuckhead.
Oh, shall we take a peek here just how terrible things are in clown world? I heard this through the rumor mill. I heard he stumbled in New York again, almost.
Yes, he did. That's what I saw this morning.
I mean,
he
let's
almost
see.
ate shit.
Do we really need to add? And then I have to reject? Here, I'm just going to reject it and see what happens. Do we have to have this? Really? And then I have no sound. We'll see what happens.
This year, Big Pharma lost and the American people won. We put a cap at $2,000 a year on prescription drugs for seniors, no matter what their cost. 2, 10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on a. It's black. Anyway. No matter what.
Racist! Did he just say what I think he said? Hold on, let's check that shit out.
Yo, I heard it.
Now, everyone, get your coffee. Get your coffee. It's just the Monday morning show, okay? It's like, this is the chaos, okay? It's like, always remember, after this show, you have 45-1 Actuals, Big Dick Energy Brigade radio show coming up, where you can actually, get some structure and shit. This is just the chaos of a Monday morning. Oh, and by the way, I don't believe I'll be streaming tomorrow, because tomorrow is voting day, and I won't be here. So let me know in the chats if you'd rather I just not play anything, or do you want, I don't know, maybe I could get my husband kicking me. Oh, no, I'm not going to say it. No, I will say it, because you guys have been wanting this for a while. Some of you have been wanting to either see my husband punch me or kick me in the crotch. So what do you want? A loop of getting like punched and kicked? Or do you want just like nothing at all? I know what you guys are going to go for, and you're not going to get it. This ain't Christmas. Anyway, let me see. Did he just say something black on the floor? Let's see what he said.
It's black. Anyway.
He totally did. Racist. Okay, here we go.
It's black on the floor.
Well,
What?
let's just play it one more time. What the fuck? Here we go.
It's black. Anyway. No matter what the cost, and some cancer drugs cost as much as that. They're never going to have to make more than $2,000. And we put a $35 a month cap on insulin to deal with their diabetes. How many of you people know somebody who needs insulin for their diabetes? Well, they're paying an average of $400 a month now. It costs $10 to make it, $15 a total of $15 to package it, and they're charging $400 to $800. That's over now.
What the hell is this?
So is his presidency.
He's over.
Well, now I'm curious about what the hell this GIMP, Somerset GIMP. What the? Okay, we're gonna get back to Biden's like insulin and drugs and
Somerset, Mass.
What the hell is this?
What? Why are you covered in mud, mate? Who collapsed you in the woods? Gimpy is it? Gaggly balls.
I couldn't agree more, mate. I couldn't agree more. Like, fair enough. Mate, trust society.
Do you want a cigarette? Well, I can't actually light it. Did you or not? You can have a cigarette. Hold on. Say that. Say that.
Look what I did to you, man.
Who the was this to you, like?
Yeah. You can have a cigarette, man.
You don't want a cigarette? I'll leave on the bench. Here you go. There you go, like.
Niggas
Doesn't
off the
roll away?
shit.
What's going on, man? I'm speaking human to human, like.
Oh, it's in UK.
Fair play.
Alright, lad. Alright, get him safe, alright? I'm trying. Alright, cheers, lad.
So.
Fucking weird bastards.
Probably
Mike's
some
off.
pisshead.
Kevin, mic's off.
We
Kevin.
cannot hear you there,
Mike.
Kevin. We cannot
Well,
hear you.
thank you. Thank you.
Kevin, we cannot hear you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go back. I don't know what the hell that kinky ass shit was, but that Greta Thunberg has to say something, because if that was a latex, like full on, that looked like a latex poured bodysuit. Ugh. Anyway, let's see if we can go back in time, and let's see.
Did you say poured bodysuit? That would take a lot of time and work to do.
Back when we used to do the well, then I'm not going to go into that. Let's just put it this way.
I know what you're talking
At
about.
the clubs, we did some pretty amazing things with liquid latex and making outfits for ourselves when we did our dance routines. So it's not unheard of, but we didn't look like crawling shit. Ugh. All right, so let's
That person was off the sheet.
Pardon me?
That person was off the sheet.
And full of leaves. I mean, just, I don't know what that this will work into another story.
Just take a picture of the person and mulch and just put a hashtag.
Well, we're going to be discussing humanure in a hot second, but I want to get past Biden and his freaking, what we just saw about him saying, oh, we need to bring down the prices of, like insulin and stuff like that. Well, let's see the claim. Okay, let's see. Insulin back up to $1,500 for a 90-day supply. Thank President Biden in a post that has gained more than 27,000 likes. Okay, so let's see. Where is that thing? Because I'm pretty sure somewhere Biden increased the price of insulin and then lowered it and then took credit.
He reversed the Trump. He reversed the Trump. Trump dropped it with an executive order, and then Biden went in and reversed it.
Yeah, here it is. This is from the Newsweek. Okay, Newsweek is a rag. Okay. So it's like if Newsweek is coming out and busting Biden's chops, well, then there might be a morsel of truth to it. So right here, this includes, okay, so let's see. On January 20th, Ron Klain, assistant to the president and chief of staff, announced a regulatory freeze pending review in the White House memorandum. It froze any rules from the former administration, that was Trump's administration, for the next 60 days that were issued and published by the Federal Register and have not yet gone into effect, for the purpose of reviewing any questions of fact, law, and policy of rules may rise. This included freezing Trump's executive order on access to affordable life-saving medications. That was Executive Order 13937. That was supposed to go into effect January 22nd. So, yeah, what he did is he put a pause on the reduction of life-saving medications, including insulin, and so they were allowed to keep on charging the high rate, and then he comes around and wants to, like, I don't know what it is in this administration. They seem to want people to forget the history of facts and, like, how things actually worked in history. He's a con artist, is what it appears to be. I mean, he's a messy con artist. Now,
well, they depend on the fact that a lot of people don't know shit, and so whatever they say becomes whatever is their truth.
Well,
because people just don't know. A lot of people don't know. I mean, we know a lot of shit, but I don't know if everyday guy knows all the shit we know.
A lot of things. The problem is also most people have a 5-second memory.
That's true too.
Oy vey.
It's tough. We're in a tough situation. I also want to just say real quick that they talked about the $2,000 a year. So everybody who needs medication on January 1st, they got to have $2,000 to cover their $10,000 worth of medication that they need for that month.
What is
and
that?
And then they don't have to pay the rest of the year. Then they don't have to pay the rest of the year. But you have to have that $2,000 in order to get your first freaking load up at the beginning of the year.
I'm screwed if that's the case. If it's not just on insulin.
You want to hear some more shit? Here.
Sure.
Watch
Enlighten
this.
us.
Watch this.
I love that you support the Green Deal, but it's not here for much long because of the climate crisis. We only have a few months left. I love that you support the Green Deal, but it's not getting rid of fossil fuel. It's not going to solve the problem fast enough. A Swedish professor saying, we can eat dead people, but that's not fast enough. So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies. We don't have enough time. There's too much CO2. All of you're pollutant. Too much CO2. We have to start now, please. You are so great. I'm so happy that you're really supporting the Green Deal, but it's not enough. Even if we would bomb Russia, we still have too many people, too much pollution. So we have to get rid of the babies. That's a big problem. Just stopping having babies is not enough. We need to eat the babies, and this is very serious. Please give a response.
Thank you. No, thank you. We'll go ahead.
Who eats the babies and like it?
No, we'll go ahead. it's so no. Yeah, no. Thank you. So I think so one of the things that's very important to us is that we need to treat the climate crisis with the urgency that it does present. Luckily, we have more than a few months. We do need to hit net zero in several years. But I think we all need to understand that there are a lot of solutions that we have and that we can pursue, and that if we act in a positive way, there's space for hope. We are never beyond hope. Okay.
Eat the rich.
Excuse me. If I were AOC, I would have been like, we are not eating the babies.
Right?
And we're not eating dead people.
She got trolled 100% on that.
Do you think that was a troll?
Guarantee you that was a troll.
Are you sure she wasn't just super retarded?
These people
Could
aren't
have been
reacting.
A little of both, but that seemed an awful lot like a troll.
These people, though, the audience members, no one
I know
gasped.
they're kind of weird, though. They might actually think that, but I believe it's a troll.
Nobody reacted with
people in there.
Nobody reacted with disgust.
Yeah, they're there to see AOC.
This woman right here, maybe like her attention got, but nobody reacted with disgust. If I heard somebody even suggesting to eat babies, I think I would jump up and start screaming, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Most of them look like they're side-eyeing her in the position she's
the
at right
people in
there.
the first row were looking back like, what the
fuck
is this?
She looks like she wants to pull her pistol out of her purse right there.
Well,
they're trying to figure out if she's
the one in the pink.
Plant or what is she? What does her shirt say? Save children.
Save the planet, eat children.
Well, it's just
Save
nuts.
The planet, eat the children.
It is nuts that AOC did not shut that conversation down and said we have plenty of things and hope.
Yeah, but the reason why she didn't shut that conversation down is because that lady was talking the proper line for the world, the fucking EWF.
Well, let's see.
AOC's her handler.
Or W.
Handled. This girl's been handled right here. This eat the children. She's handled.
Let's see.
I'm sure she's been handled. But
let's see. Well, okay, if we look at what the WF wants with like eating, okay, if we look at the World Economic Forum saying eat the bugs, and we're also looking at human compost. Let's just take a look-see here. How human composting could reduce death's carbon footprint. And this is from Monday, November 7th. By the way, a little segue here. There is some weather which is currently aimed at Florida. I don't know if we're going to get to it during this Monday morning show. I do know that 45-1 Actual will be mentioning it during his show. So if you are in Florida or in that area of the United States, please tune in to 45-1 Actual. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to get to it. I don't have enough information on that topic at this time. However, I can guarantee 45-1 Actual will have the deets. So please stay tuned. Let's talk about the eating of babies. Let's talk about the push to eat the bugs. And let's look at human composting and how it could reduce death's carbon footprint. Now, let's take a peek-see here. An ad, really? What is this, a quiet ad? Okay, I guess I'll talk while this ad is going. Ugh.
The climate is changing. Oh, really?
It is a spiritual place. It's a wonderful place. And when people have had a funeral here, they want to stay here and be here because they can sense that there's something special.
Most funeral practices come with an environmental cost. For example, some of the materials used to build caskets don't biodegrade. Imported stone for tombstones adds to shipping emissions, and cremations create air pollution. In fact, it's estimated that cremations release 1.74 billion pounds of CO2 in the US alone each year. But around the world, there's a growing movement to make funeral practices more sustainable.
We just wanted to be able to provide an opportunity for people to choose to be buried in a way that was helpful to the planet, as opposed to damaging. It was called green burials, or natural burials, or woodland burials.
Wasn't the reason...
So when we first started woodland burial, it was regarded as being very wacky, and I think that time has now moved on.
Was there a question?
Wasn't the reason why they started doing the cremations and the stone, how when they put your casket in the stone tombs and shit, all that, wasn't that because they deemed the human body to be hazardous?
Yes.
Wasn't that why they did all that originally?
Yes, because especially in today's pharmacology, the human body, the remains of the human body are incredibly toxic to the environment. Incredibly, if you consider all the drugs pumped into the human body over its lifetime. Pardon me?
Think about the sicknesses that the people got from excavating King Tut's tomb.
What do trees feed off of, other than water?
CO2.
CO2.
Then how is...
Bone meal.
Well, that too,
more
but...
trees.
So how is cremation harming trees if it causes more CO2?
Well, it's because these people are fucking just trying to push a narrative off on fucking people and then trying to push back to who knows.
I know it's
with this. I mean, it should have been allowed to decay anyway instead of being put in a fucking box that it would never fucking ever be able to return to the earth.
It should have been, but they didn't. And let's see where they're going to go with this, because hot takes.
Many people are now choosing woodland burial just because they want to be friendly to the planet.
In the UK, the first natural burial ground was in Carlisle in 1993. Today, there are around 270. In Bedfordshire, the St Albans Woodland Burial Trust have taken advantage of an old English law to protect their woodland burial ground forever.
We're doing something which had longevity built into it. And the way that you can provide the greatest protection in English law for any site is to consecrate it. It sets the land aside for eternity, for the purpose of which it's prescribed. In this case, woodland burials. So what we're trying to do is make sure that anything that we bring in here is not going to impact adversely on the environment. So you'll see the monuments, they're made of wood. We don't have stones, we don't import granite. The coffins themselves, they'll be made of biodegradable materials. You'll have wood or wicker or willow. The bodies themselves won't be embalmed, so we're not introducing any of those nasty chemicals.
Many funeral practices are marketed as environmentally friendly, from human composting to biodegradable urns that break down once they're buried. One of the greenest burials involves dressing the body in clothes made of natural fibres, foregoing embalming fluid, and using a natural biodegradable coffin made of local materials.
We grow 60 varieties of willow on around about 200 acres of Somerset farmland. The number of coffins that we produce now are in excess of 100 a week. We've had many families come along to help weave coffins for their loved ones and found it incredibly cathartic. When they go, there's a lift in them. They're much happier, they're laughing, they've had a chance to chat about the person that's passed away.
As the climate crisis worsens, more people may choose to be laid to rest in the way that is good for the planet. In the US, a 2019 survey found that more than half of respondents were interested in exploring the options for a green burial. However, only 85 cemeteries in the US have been certified under the Green Burial Council. The movement is still young.
If we could have woodland burial grounds creeping out across our country and people being able to choose to be buried in a place where there are trees planted and nature flourishes, I think we could do an immense amount of good in terms of returning woodland to our country.
Tell us what you're doing to preserve the health of the...
Now that all sounds...
I'll be composting commies to help.
Pardon me?
Composting commies. That's what I'll do to help.
Okay.
I was going to say that's a good way to hide a body if a dog couldn't smell up through the other bodies.
Say, a lot of that just sounds like going back to the original way of fucking burial. We should have never been embalming fucking people anyway.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I can see wrong with the embalming deal is when everybody comes to your wake, they're definitely going to be awake with the odor. But other than that, I agree.
Well.
But I don't want to be thrown in a cardboard box.
Well, you don't
I want
have
it to be hemp at least.
You don't have to be necessarily, because you can also let's just put it this way. Do you know what's actually going to happen to your body after you die?
Nope.
Do any of us?
Don't care. Other
Personally,
than
yeah.
Jesus. I don't take
My body, I know what's going to happen to it. I don't. I'm hoping I know where my soul's going afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the human composting, okay, according to this earthfuneral.com, okay, so it's becoming a rapidly growing industry, all right?
I think Oregon was the first place that legalized it.
To trend.
Let's see. It's a whole list here. For one, if you're interested, I'm going to drop the link over here in the chat. There's something that I see coming, and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking about these mealworms, which they're pushing into kids' lunches. Like, let me show you. Mealworm. UK.
I would have known what a mealworm was back in the day, and I would have told somebody to get fucked.
All right, so from May 30th, 2022, from the Daily Mail, would you eat bug bolognese? Primary school children in Wales could be offered edible insects, including mealworms and crickets, as scientists urge the next generation to embrace eco-friendly meat substitutes. The thing
That's
about
baloney.
Yeah, it's a hard get fucked for me.
Yeah,
I agree. Go fuck off.
The thing about mealworms is that they're prolific eaters. They'll eat almost everything, plastics included. And, of course, they won't eat stone, and they don't eat metal. But they eat anything that has a carbon chain to it. Plastics tend to have carbon profiles, so they can eat plastics. And just to throw this up, mealworm eating plastic.
Isn't that what they feed the chickens or something? I don't know.
They're adding it.
Mealworm is one of the items they feed chickens.
Yeah, here they're eating polystyrene in this one.
Wow.
Mealworms are an exciting start of a solution to plastic waste globally. Previous research has shown that mealworms can break down a couple different types of plastic waste, including polystyrene or styrofoam and polyethylene or Ziploc bags. And they can break these plastic waste down really quickly, which is very useful. But we know that these plastic wastes contain other toxic chemicals like additives, flame retardants, plasticizers, things like that. And what we wanted to investigate was what happens to all of those chemical additives when the plastic is broken down. We found that within 48 hours, 99.9% of these chemical additives are released by the mealworm or pooped out basically, which is really exciting because that means that we can recover the value of the mealworm as a potential feed supplement for animals like shrimp or chicken. On the other hand, that means that we need to be more thoughtful about the chemicals we're putting in these plastics. Now more than ever, we need to be thinking about moving towards a world with better biodegradable plastics that also don't include any of these toxic chemicals.
Why can't we just use them to recycle plastic?
Well,
that's a
I
big
think
train out there.
I think that's what they're talking about there, but they could have just taken all that and threw it in all that plastic shit and threw it in one of the coal burning plants and fucking been done with it anyway.
Yeah, and we are getting a little feedback on someone's device, so if people would please check their devices, make sure that we're not getting excess noise on the line. it's the idea that they want to change the diet over to bugs, and mealworms are very efficient at removing waste, any kind of waste. And then, as we heard from the Stanford Woods Institute for the Environment, then the mealworms waste can then be fed to, chickens, for instance. So they're never going to get rid of the chemicals which are in the very thing that they produce. Now, keep in mind, we had glass at one time. Glass is pretty damn clean. It doesn't have any estrogenic effects. It's neutral. And unless you break it, the stuff lasts. I mean, for as long as you maintain it, glass lasts a long time. But it's heavy. So they brought in plastics. These people, World Economics Forum, all these, they were doing this green movement over 50 years ago. They were already trying to find ways to decrease the weight of products in order to sell more product. So they came up with plastics. Started using plastics in everything. Well, now we've got an glut of plastic waste. And yeah, we could burn it, but these mealworms eat it. And isn't it green if we already have a critter which can digest plastic and it can actually thrive on these plastics and then turn those critters into another source of food packaged in plastic? I'm just saying. It's pretty messed up. And then we move over to humanure. Remember that guy from earlier covered in the liquid latex, looking like he just crawled out of a sewage? Well, there is this humanure push, and I don't know who is pushing this, but I will say this. Don't grow your crops in your own composted waste. You're probably not going to be able to destroy the pathogens in your waste or in your family's waste, and you're definitely not going to be able to destroy any medications which you've consumed, which you're going to then try to make compost out of. You'll have beautiful fruits and vegetables, don't get me wrong. And your fruits and vegetables are going to be contaminated with whichever medicines you take. That stuff doesn't break down properly and just gets right back into the food. So if you continually eat the food and if you're taking medication, you're going to be increasing the levels of medication. Now, suppose you have you go and you buy your fruits and vegetables from a family, and let's say that one of their family members is undergoing chemotherapy and they use humanure. You're going to be getting all of those chemo drugs in your food if that's how they're growing their food. I'm not saying that it's always a bad thing. I'm saying that if you approach human composting, like human waste composting, without knowing what the person was taking, you might be eating more poison than you bargained on. I'm just saying.
So, in theory, with how much weed I smoke and how I grow weed, if I go and poop in my plant pots, will I be growing super weed? I'm just fucking around.
I wonder. That's an interesting. Well, let's hope.
No, because your body actually consumes the cannabinoids and everything.
No, I know. I was just being a dickhead.
I wonder at
that
this
would
point.
be a brilliant idea. You can feed it to your dog or cat.
Someone
and use
actually
it that
takes
way.
that shit seriously, and they're like, "Wait, I smoke so much weed," and they just go do that. It's like, oh, you're an idiot.
I have to go check something right now because I
You go to your
can't
friend's
imagine.
house. Your body
Oh,
actually
yes.
go to your friend's house and it always smells like shit.
Okay. So I thought by now Pastor Chatelet would have killed the stream in the pond,
Someone actually
but
We
no.
love you, Pastor Chatelet.
That shit seriously, and they're like, wait.
Pond friends, yes, this is what happens during the show on a Monday, I guess. This is what we get into.
Shit posting.
This is the chaos.
Oh, let me see what I have left for you guys. But anyway, yes. These were the things
Well,
which
I know
came
a
up.
community that does that human shit posting or fertilizer.
Human shit posting?
Yeah,
Go on. What?
composting. No, not the human, the poo-poo posting, composting. I never really thought of it that. Yeah, that's crazy that it's really the pharmaceutical company that is not green.
I still like shit poster.
MBB, good morning, MBB. MBB does have something you could do. You could dry it and then use it as fuel and burn it, and then you could use the ash, the resulting ash. Now, don't make me point fingers in the jitsi, but whose mic is picking up all the conversation? Okay. All right, there we go. You could use the resultant ash to lower, you could lower the acidity, like by increasing the pH of your soil. Although, too much ash, and you could end up killing your root systems if you adjusted the pH too quickly. So, I would imagine that using human waste, drying it, burning it, and then amending the soil with the resultant ash, that should actually be okay, considering that the fire would have purified any impurities out and left you just with residue. So we'll have to do a fact check on that. But let's
There's
see. Oh
probably
yes,
some way to do it, because bat guano, that, like, bat shit, like, yeah, that's not necessarily good in its form, but it's great for growing.
yes.
And, like, I have handled it with my bare hand and whatnot. Like, I don't think that if something that was going to give me some weird disease or whatever, like, yeah, I don't think they'd be just selling it like that. So there is some process to it. But you are right, you use too much of, like, any kind of poop or whatever, it ain't really that good. Besides worm castings, that's, like, the only thing that you really can't overdo it with.
With the worm castings?
Yeah.
And one has to be careful of those damn invasive jumping worms, which apparently are. Well, have you heard about these jumping worms? They like eat your soil and leave it like in a deficient state where it's just like pellets of sand.
No, it's it's some kind of mites and whatnot. You can actually introduce predator mites to deal with them.
Oh, can you now? Well, that'll be something to look into.
They sell them
Does
online.
it cause the soil to become basically toxic to plants?
Yeah, they go after the microbes and shit.
Well,
which is where the predator mites are good.
Here, let's see.
We had some of that in a bag of soil that my mom bought for a tomato plant.
What, you had those jumping worms?
Apparently, either that or the soil had been dealt with the jumping worms. Because we had this really nice tomato plant, and all of a sudden it just started dying, like every bit of the nitrogen had been pulled out.
Man, that's why we do not get, mulch from any other sources. We make our own with like lawn clippings, like taking brown matter and green matter and then letting it compost out for like a few days. You like dry it off on the driveway and then you go and like let it compost up a little bit. And then you go and like use it for either mulching around the orchard or in the garden or like what have you. But and the only reason why you do that is because you don't want to put green mulch on any of your living things too quickly because it'll break down nitrogen far too quickly into your soil and you'll get root burn and you'll end up burning your plants out with excess nitrogen. So you always want to take your green clippings and you want to dry them up a little bit before you amend them into the soil. But give them give them about a week to compost too. Before you go and start adding that stuff into your garden or to your orchard, or you're going to end up burning your root systems, and that's not good. But yes, this whole idea of like grabbing mulch from other locations or these nurseries. I don't do it anymore because we've got the jumping worm here in Minnesota, and you do not want that. Oh, the twinkle. Have you guys enjoyed the show on a Monday? I hope you have.
Yeah.
All right, so biosludge. The government is lying about the safety of biosludge. Let's see. Quickly on this.
No.
What's up?
They'd never lie to us.
They'd never lie. Okay, so unbeknownst to the vast majority of Americans, the federal government has quietly given the green light for companies to take treated sewage and spread it all over American food crops as fertilizer. It's a form of recycling that the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency claims is completely safe. But a whistleblower has found out something else. In the upcoming documentary film Biosludged, which is set to be released through Brighton Films on November 20th. Now, mind you, this article is from November 27, 2018. Are we still using biosludge today? Okay, for people who want to know, the film is called Biosludged. If you want to look it up, I'm just going to go and drop it into the chat over here. And I see you guys are having a healthy conversation over there about composting, and I encourage that. All right, so today, do we use biosludge? Biosludge used today. Let's see. 2019, can I have something a little more recent? Can I have something in the past year? Da, 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 da. Of course, it's behind some sort of freaking cookie wall.
Try that the biosolids one.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from the EPA, Basics of Biosolids. Let me check the time. Okay, I've got like 9 minutes left. This should be enough. Biosolids are a product of wastewater treatment process. During wastewater treatment, the liquids are separated from the solids. Those solids are often treated physically and chemically to produce a semi-solid, nutrient-rich product known as biosolids. The term biosolids and sewage sludge are often used interchangeably. Biosolids that are to be beneficially used must meet federal and state requirements. Examples of beneficial use include applications to agricultural land and reclamation sites, like mining sites. Well, gee. When applied to land at the appropriate agronomic rate, biosolids produce a number of benefits, including nutrient addition, improved soil structure, and water reuse. Land application of biosolids can also have economic and waste management benefits, like conservation of landfill space, reduced demand of non-renewable resources like phosphorus, and a reduced demand for synthetic fertilizers. Biosolids also may be disposed of by incineration, landfilling, or other forms of surface disposal. Let me look up something for y'all just in case. Mealworm biosolid. Let's see. Well, let's see. How about eating biosolid? Let's see. What do mealworms eat? They eat meal and grains, fungus, seeds, decaying plants, dog and cat food, fruits and vegetables, other insects and meat. And what do they eat in the wild? They will only eat food they find in their surroundings. They mostly eat decayed plant matter such as leaves, roots, fruits, veggies, and soft bark, but will also eat other worms such as earthworms. So, we saw them eating styrofoam. I wonder if...
Yes, the question you're trying to figure out, the answer is yes.
So, they want to feed... Possibly? I mean, I'm not...
If they can eat it, they'll eat it.
Uh-huh.
And they want to make food out of mealworms, which are currently being used to get rid of excess consumption byproducts. So, I don't think it's a reach. I don't think it's a reach that they want us to eat our own shit at this point. I thought I'd just like close off on that before we introduce the other shows going on. So let's go back to Odysee.
I will say though, if you feed mealworms, like, say if you were to give them like some like top-notch steak or something, or something like a bunch of peanut butter or something. If you were to eat them later,
they would taste like that.
Yep, they're one of the few bugs that actually do that.
So they do that.
You said doo-doo.
Uh-huh.
They take on the taste of whatever they're fucking eating.
Great.
Trying to allude to.
Great. So a human, according to cannibals, a human being tastes like pork.
I've heard that, yeah.
So
I could see it.
I mean, that's why they call it long pig.
Oh man, I do not want it. I don't want to eat someone else's. Ugh.
You cut the head, the arms, and the legs off. It literally looks like a fucking hog hanging there.
Yeah, that's true. I have seen the photos from. Well, no, I've worked in a morgue. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. If you'll notice in the Odysee chat, I have placed Pastor Chatelet's pond, the Pastor Chatelet Kekistan 24/7 live stream. If you are new to this stream, please consider hopping on over to the pond, meet some new friends. Atheists are welcome. All right. And then on over here, there's another Patriot Hangout, which is hosted by Reverend Rant, also known as American Citizen. If you'd like, hop on over to him. Yes, Pastor Chatelet. I don't know what you're reading at. What are you reading at? But yes, I can't. I just don't have it in me right now to do a real because I might sneeze. Because this whole time, for the past several minutes, I've actually been fighting back a sneeze. So,
shit.
I know. Tomorrow, I don't think that there's going to be a show because tomorrow I'm going to be out at the polls. Okay? I don't know what you guys are doing.
You're going to be doing what?
I'm going to be voting.
Okay.
All right. And because voting conflicts with my schedule for the stream, I don't see myself having a stream tomorrow. Don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't see anything in the chat about what I'm not going to bring up what the clips are that I was going to play because if you guys didn't catch it the first time, I'm not going to repeat myself. So you might have to watch the replay, get back to me on. Or do you guys remember what I was talking about? No one remembers, right? Good, because I'm not about to get kicked and punched by my husband for your enjoyment. That's not happening.
Oh, we get to pick. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you guys got to pick, but you know what? It's too late now because the show is almost over. Let's see what's going on over here.
How about a kiss?
You ever seen a field goal being kicked in the NFL?
All right. We are taking off on that
I think
note.
we'll be nice and we'll let him get away with a kiss.
What?
I know.
About a kiss. A peck.
I don't want to.
We are moving on over to 45-1 Actual's Big Dick Energy Brigade radio show. That's what's happening right now. I will drop the link into the chats, y'all. God bless. Have a great day. And we will see you on Wednesday.
God bless y'all. Have a great day.
Love y'all.
And everybody vote. Don't forget to vote.